Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Bramley project. Now, with all the adverse weather hopefully out the way, we can actually get back to our regularly scheduled Bramley footage. So looking over at everything around the main basin and all that, we can see that there's a little roadway that's getting introduced, so that's actually going to be around the perimeter of the site and hopefully around the middle as well, because a lot of the heavy goods vehicles are going to need freedom of movement around this site, and in order to preserve the heritage of the site, we do need those this tarmac to be put into place so we're not actually crushing any of the lands around it. But other than that, looking into the main basin, not too much has changed as a whole. We are still working on founding structures and everything, and we can see that the reclaimed rubble is still sitting strong there. We can see a little bit of the sand, so that's quite interesting on that front. But looking over at everything, there hasn't been too much of a difference. A lot of rebar in place, and we can see there are people actually moving around the site and actually trying to move surface water from the looks of it. But I don't think it is that. I think they are actually trying to dig down to get things prepped for the supporting structures around there. Because just bear in mind, this digging and everything and making the concrete piles and everything, I believe this is going to be going into the middle to late part of the year of 2022, because there's nearly 2,400 of them that have to be done around the site. But the one thing that did surprise me today is the west stand. Well, it's actually not even the west stand. It's actually the car park as well as some other facilities that are at the very back of the site. They are getting worked on at the moment, so they're doing a lot of the main groundwork right now. So what's going to be happening here is there is going to be a multi-storey car park that's going to be added to the site at the very back closest to the River Mersey. And there's going to be like a little roadway that heads into the stadium itself. So this will be for home team, away team, and special guests along with people who have got blue badges, anything like that. Now, looking at the south stands, we can see that there is a significant amount of work that has been done since we've last been around there. Rebar is now in place around the west stand's main support structure. We can see that the trench has actually been drained out of all of its water, and some peculiar little, I don't even know what they are. They almost look like, to me they look like mainstay batteries, like really large batteries, but I don't think they are. There's little black buildings inside of the trench itself. If anyone knows what they are, please put it in the comment section below. I am very curious about those little guys. Now, looking over the bird's eye view, we can see there is a couple of these that have been put in place, so nice touch there. I only joke. So these are going to be like the structural point for the south stand linking to the east stand. So that's going to be a critical little piece there. And we can see that there is a few little dotted points where the concrete piles are. They are going to be carrying on progressing, or they could actually have been completed for that part. I think the main basin's where they're focusing on the rest of that stuff now. So what they're doing at this point in time is they are expanding upon this right now. So we can see the black buildings. I'm not sure what they are. I'm going to call them black buildings for the time being until someone corrects me on that. So I do apologise if I am wrong. Looking over the snowflake structure and everything like that, they are adding to it at this point in time. Whether there's going to be more concrete added into it or if there's going to be rebar added into it, I'm not too sure at this point. But it's nice to see at this point in time. That's all I can emphasise. And again, main structural point right there. Now we're moving over to the north stand, with the most amount of work is being done right now. So we can see that there is another layer that's been added towards the west stand's corner. So these are actually going to be stairways to get into the multi-tiers. So we can see that there's a lot of work been done on there. We can see there's a lot of stuff that's been added in the interim down there. And we can also see that we are currently racing a little dighead over there, so bring it on. But yeah, as we're moving along, we can see that the east stand's main structural support is having its next level put onto it, and work on the hydraulic tower itself I cannot see being done right now, just because it's all behind the shroud. So what's going to happen there, I'm not 100% sure. Now, looking over on the bird's eye view, we can actually see the roadway there. So as I said again, the roadway is there just to protect the main structural integrity of the site itself, because we need to bear in mind this is a heritage structure. This was made back in the 1800s, well, no, sorry, 1787, I believe, and it wasn't actually named after John Bramley, who was a local mayor of Liverpool, and he was part of the dock board at the time. So there's a little history lesson there. But as we look over the site, we can see everything is sort of laid bare right now in front of us. So we can see where all the concrete is. So this is where all the supporting structures and all the structural points are going to be over the site. These are very critical for the stadium itself, because the stadium isn't going to be on Bramley Moor itself. It's sort of going to be sitting on top of it. So it's not going to be built into the dock itself. We just need to bear that one in mind. But looking over everything else, it's pretty much business as usual. There's been a lot of rebar that's been laid in place. So what's going to happen in the near future is this rebar is probably going to have concrete laid over it in the near future, and from there they're just going to build top of it. But yeah, over the course of the next month to 2 months, we are going to see some main points of steel coming in. So this is going to be the large steel that's actually going to start doing the framing of the stadium itself. That's the one we need to have a very particular focus on, because what's going to happen is in the near future we're going to start seeing the really large pieces of steel. There's going to be massive cranes on there, and that's when a lot more people are going to be on the site. So there's going to be close to 7,000 to 8,000 people on the site, not at one time, just over that course. But anyway guys, I'm going to now see you over to Live Luke, who's going to see you to the outro. Take it away, Live Luke. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, why not like, share and subscribe. Don't forget, spreading this out to all your friends, family, people you love, people you hate. This does help the channel, and as a result it helps me do these more often. And you get to see this more often. You get to hear this voice, you get to see this face, and you get to hear more updates about Bramley Moor. Also, before I forget about it, I need to say a big thank you to all my Patreons here. Those being CT Baz, Mal, Mark Bones, Martin Evans, Francis Houghton, EFC 100, Moggers, sorry, and our newest one, Ed Armitage. So if you want to be like Ed Armitage or all the other Patreons, get your name on here. Why not go over to my Patreon, where we've got 2 tiers there. We've got the School of Science Superfan and we've got the Cup of Coffee tier. Now the School of Science Superfan, that gives you early access to videos and ad-free content. And in the near future, when we actually get people on the channel, when we're able to interview or talk to them in that regard, you get early access to those things, and we let you know in advance when we're going to get them to the channel, so you can actually ask them your questions. In regards to the Cup of Coffee tier, it is quite literally what it sounds like. It's just a cup of coffee tier. It's essentially like you reaching into your pocket, giving me £1 and saying, Luke, I like what you're doing, mate. Here's a cup, here's £1 on me. Go get yourself a coffee. That's essentially all that it is. It's got no perks, it's got no sort of benefits, but it does help the channel, just like how the School of Science Superfan does. So if you're not able to afford £3 a month, and you want to help the channel in your way, doing that does benefit significantly. Also, just watching the videos in general helps significantly, because now that we have got ad revenue on the channel, watching these videos, it's in its own way does help the channel in its own right. So what you're doing is you're helping build revenue for the channel, and anything that does come into the channel in form of revenue, it gets put back into the channel. So whether it be better camera equipment, better audio equipment, because honestly, before I was able to do this, it was quite literally me either having this microphone here put here in an awkward place, or I was using my earbuds to act as an external microphone. But now that through our revenue alone, we've been able to get things like this, which is a wireless lapel mic. So this little guy does sit on me here, and we've got the link up to the phone, so you can hear me just as well if I was standing here, going right up here, or going out the room, which I cannot do because there's actually something blocking the way right now. But in any case, guys, I have rambled on enough. You guys have seen everything that you need to see for this week. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully the weather clears up, and I'm going to see you all in the next video. Peace.